In this video, we will learn how to write inequalities from number lines. Our first example says, what inequality does this number line show? There are 3 steps to write our inequality statement. First, we need to write a variable. We will be using x in these examples. Next, we will identify our number. Our number will always be the number that has an open or closed circle on it on our number line. In this case, we have an open circle at the number 7. Finally, we need to determine the correct inequality symbol. There are 2 things we need to consider when determining the correct inequality symbol. First, we want to look at our circle and see whether it's an open circle, meaning that it is not shaded in, or a closed circle, meaning that it is shaded in. In this case, we have an open circle at the number 7. This means 7 itself is not included as a solution to our inequality. It also means that we are either going to use a greater than or a less than symbol. In this case, values to the left of 7, or values that are less than 7, are highlighted, meaning that we are going to need to use a less than symbol. So our inequality statement is x is less than 7. To check our solution, we can substitute 6 into our inequality statement. When we substitute 6 in for x, we get 6 is less than 7, which is true. Now let's try substituting in 7. Remember that because we have an open circle at 7, it should not be a solution to our inequality. When we substitute in 7, we get 7 is less than 7, which is not true. This means that our inequality statement is correct. Next, we'll look at an example with a closed circle. We'll start with our variable and our number. We have a closed circle at the number 9. Next, because our circle at the number 9 is shaded in, or it's closed, we know that we're going to need to include either our greater than or equal to symbol or our less than or equal to symbol. Values to the right of 9 are highlighted, or values that are greater than 9. So we're going to include our greater than or equal to symbol. In this case, 9 is a solution to our inequality. We can check this again by substituting 10 in for x. If we substitute 10 in for x, we get 10 is greater than or equal to 9. This is true. Next, we can try substituting 9. Remember that we want this to be true since we have a closed circle. We substitute 9 in. 9 is greater than or equal to 9. That is true since 9 is equal to 9. Here we have a number line that includes negative numbers, but we'll follow the exact same steps. We'll start with our variable x and our number. We have a closed circle at -1. We have a closed circle and values to the left or that are less than are highlighted. So we're going to use a less than or equal to symbol, and we get the inequality statement, x is less than or equal to -1. In this example, we'll start with our x variable and our number. We have a circle at 55. Since we have a closed circle and values to the right are highlighted, greater than values, we'll use our greater than or equal to symbol. So this number line shows x is greater than or equal to 55. In this example, we start with our x variable and our number, 358. We have an open circle and values to the right or greater than are highlighted. So we are going to use a greater than symbol. So the inequality statement that is graphed is x is greater than 358. Our final example has a circle at -558. We'll write our variable and our number, -558. Since we have a closed circle and values to the left or values that are less than are highlighted, we'll use a less than or equal to symbol. So we get the inequality statement, x is less than or equal to -558.